top of the morning and the cock-a-doodle-doo sports fans. Chick Gizzard Lips here, welcoming you to the farewell race at Von Clutch's Motor World.
That's right, Chick Baby. On what might be the final day of operation, Von Clutch will surely have to turn out the lights on his lifelong dream.
Von Clutch, the deranged genius cyborg, has fabricated the ultimate auto racing theme park. Indeed, the park's tracks have wreaked terror on its participants. Too gruesome for this reporter to describe over the air.
Well, I ain't got a problem with it. Man, you ever put a big ham in a wood chipper? I know I have. Oh, sorry. But now old Von Clutch's power gems have been stolen. Giving Von Clutch just a few hours to get his power gems back. Oh, it's slam dunk, thank you, punk.
Ebenezer Von Clutch is now risking his park ownership in a high-stakes, no-holds-barred race. Race contestants must survive a gauntlet of each of the park's 5 lands and recover every one of the power gems that have been stolen.
It's only a matter of time before we do away with these meddlesome rodents forever!
Pasadena, Billy? I have only a short time left before I am Kaputski. We must find more racers. Is there no dumb cast among you to accept the challenge of the greatest race of all time?
Well, sports fans, it appears we've found our dunkers.
What is the meaning of this? Have you any idea with whom you are dealing?
The world-renowned evildoer Dr. Neo Periwinkle Cortex. I have all your games. For a moment there, I think all is lost for Von Clutch. But when I see my favorite video heroes, my innards tingle with joy.
Well, tingle all you want. I have an appointment with world domination.
Nein! I need more racers to recover my power gems. Whoever is first to bring all the power gems wins the ownership of my park. And look, even my beloved black power gem is gone.
Perhaps this is the answer to our dilemma. This deranged theme park is fertile ground for us to plant a new seed of evil.
Yes! A new sinister base, all the churros we can eat, and rid ourselves of the bandicoots all at the same time!
Not so fast. I'm Pasadena Opossum. I'm racing for old Von Clutch, and I'm gonna whoop you, that's for sure.
So, if I win, you'll hand over the deed to this amusement enterprise? No questions asked?
Perhaps a riddle or two!
Holy cannoli! What is that thing?
Ah, that's my Trolley Pack mascot, Willy Wumper Cheeks.
Okay, Von Clutch, we're in. Where do we start?
Hilly-hi-li-ho! To the statue you must go. This way or that. Fall down, you go splat! And everyone thinks you're a schmo.
Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean O'Mac. Today, we're gonna start our playthrough of Crash Tag Team Racing. Or Crash Bandicoot Tag Team Racing, I think it's just Crash. But anyway, the point is we are playing this. We're gonna do the GameCube version. Why? I don't know, it's just thought it was easier to play that version, I guess. Anyway, so this is gonna be the first of our Crash games in the series that we play. So we're gonna talk to everyone in the midway real quick to introduce you guys to all the characters.
Oh, Crash, thank goodness you're here! I've been trying to get this car working, but that stupid know-it-all know-nothing Nina stole my fusion unit. You've got to get it back for me. This car will be the best thing ever! And stuff.
Alright, so we're gonna go over here, talk to everybody to get our mission started.
Oh, Crash. Yes, Mr. Crash. You are reasonable, aren't you? You like to listen to propositions from Engine. I need A plutonium fuel cell for my new vehicle. Find me enough beautiful plutonium, and I will reward you with many fine coins.
Love these little cutscenes. I love engine in this game.
Oh, hey, cutie. You ever seen me driving on those tracks there? Boy, I tell you, I am the meanest thing on the streets. And if you thought that was something, wait till you see me driving this hog around. Trouble is, I need me a power crystal to get her started. You don't got one, do you?
Crash! Sup, little brother? Enough jibber jabber. I need help. I found a ride that needs driving. You gonna help me? We bring the hurt. Eat your greens. Float old Crunch alone, low interest. I buy that ride and word, we bounce.
Yeah, you'll find out quickly that everyone in this game, even the villains, just want to use Crash to get their cars started and working. You don't have to do Cortex yet, because you start with Crash and Cortex's first cars.
Ah, Crash Bandicoot. You're admiring my beautiful automaker, yeah? It's so lovely, I would make it my wife if I could. Please, Crash, bring me my power crystals that I may make this beautiful creature come to life.
Yeah, I can't even tell what that guy says half the time.
Oh, it's you, Hairball. Well, while I'm here, why don't you listen to a little proposition? You Bandicoots have a thing for power crystals, right? You bring me the keys to this mean machine Von Clutch is parked here, and I'll give you this crystal I found.
And other than Cortex, I mean, that's all the characters. It's extremely small roster in this game. 8, just enough. You know, it's a Mario Kart 64 roster, just enough for like a full, you know, thing of racers. Which, you know, is definitely, probably in my opinion, the worst part of this whole game. But before we really get into the action, we're gonna mess around in the midway a little bit. Gonna start off with some nice, relaxing bowling. Oh, baby. So I'm a little rusty on this one, but I think I can do it on my first try. I just need 150, you know? Just need a 50%. That's all you really need. But I mean, this is one of my favorite minigames in the whole game, quite honestly. They got a lot of little minigames. And, you know, the thing is about this game, a lot of people are not a big fan of it. Believe it or not. And, well, yeah, a lot of people, they find it easy to believe. So the thing with this game is it has a lot of issues and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's probably because it's one of those games I played as a kid that I still thoroughly enjoy it. It's definitely a very easy game. That much is for, huh? I didn't even know that was possible, but yeah, that much for sure. It's a very easy game at times. There's some difficult challenges though. And I will be playing mostly on like the hardest difficulty for all of these races. But it's also, as far as the racing mechanics go, as like a new mechanic in which, you know, you clash and you combine with like another car during a race, hence the tag team racing. And I love it. But I do have to admit, it makes it a little too easy. You know, it pretty much makes traditional racing pointless. You know, you can still drift, and there still is that, you know, you could still probably win on the highest difficulties without clashing, but, I mean, it makes the game exponentially more difficult. Because, I mean, that's pretty much the whole mechanic of the game is based around clashing with other cars, but we'll get to that later. But that's another reason why people aren't a big fan of this game in the series. I think people exaggerate a little bit. I mean, it seems like if you ask a lot of people, other than maybe Crash Bash, I think a lot of people would consider this probably the worst game in the Crash series. Oh, come on. That was ridiculous. We can still do it, though. We're doing pretty good. Okay, somehow. Oh, jeez Louise. But yeah, I mean, if you watch this channel, you know, this is probably the first, like, genuinely unpopular game that I'm going to play on the channel. But if you watch this channel, especially later on, you're going to see me play a lot of games that are just not the most popular in their series or whatever. So this is by far my favorite Crash Bandicoot game. which, you know, I've never been the biggest Crash fan, if I'm being honest. I played quite a few of them, you know, such as the Insane Trilogy. That was always a very fun time. I think another one, though, that was pretty close to my favorite. I like the racing games, so Crash Nitro Fueled is a very fantastic game. It's one of the few games I ever played in which I actually kept up as like things were coming out with it. So, you know, like doing the challenges as new characters were being released, unlock the characters and their special outfits, so that way I wouldn't have to, you know, spend all this extra pay-to-win money for their stuff in the shop. I used to play it like every night after I got off of work, and it's like the only game I've ever done that with, so I love that game. And, you know, even to this day, you know, I played it on Switch. So, I mean, you go on my profile, I have like 90% of the characters unlocked, whereas, you know, my brother, who's arguably better than me at the game, but only did the adventure mode, you know, he's only got like maybe 20% of the roster. But he has the King Chicken, and I'm very jealous about that. But I don't know, maybe someday. I gotta get better at that game, though. I was always terrible with the online, though. I was just that guy, just trying to have a fun time, but usually never worked for me. But I'll go on about that stuff more, my Crash, you know, takes, and, you know, the Black Sheep games in the series that I'm a big fan of. But first off, we're gonna kind of just jump around to different scenes in the series as a whole, so that way I'm not wasting you guys' time. Here we're gonna annoy Engine.
Crash! What's wrong with you, man? I need plutonium to succeed. Beautiful, shiny plutonium. It will be mine, I swear, or I will fill your head with doom. Crash, you are making me angry. You don't want to see me when I'm angry. Bring me plutonium. Oh, now I am just so mad, Crash. I feel like my brain is coming out of my eyes and dripping down my cheeks. I'm so mad. Get me that plutonium if you know what's good for you.
Not again! Crash, what are you doing back here? You go out there and get me that fusion unit. Please, big brother. This car will be the bestest thing I've ever built. It'll smoke the track with Nina once and for all. Crash, where's the fusion unit? If this is a joke, I don't get it. Okay, Crash, what's the story? I need that fusion unit so I can show that stupid face Nina who's the best girl on the track, so get moving!
I love the cutscenes in this game. I think it's a funny game. You can just... Those are the only two I'm going to show, probably, but you can just kind of go on and just annoy all the characters by just blatantly ignoring their requests to go get them things, or not having enough money or power crystals or something like that, so I just wanted to show that off. Because Engine and Coco, I think, are just the most entertaining to annoy, in my personal opinion, anyway. But here we are. We're finally at Mystery Island.
Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of Wumpa Whip. Ahoy, mateys! Batten down your hatches and swab my poop deck, says I. Avast there, ye swabs! Salty adventure awaits ye beyond these cursed portals o' doom!
Thank you, Mr. Cheeks. Yes, race fans, a bounty of booty awaits you in this our first race challenge. Thrill to the terrors of Tiki Turbo. Endure the perplexing pirates of the Carburetor, and defeat the insidious delusions of deep-sea driving. Master these dangerous tracks and find greater challenge in the battle arena, where unhinged lunatics compete for trivial prizes. Isn't this exciting, Stu?
You know I'm excited. Get going, Crash, and show me what you got.
Here we are, folks. Mystery Island.
Time for some new
So yeah, I'm probably going to just explore this island first, show off the area, and then I'm going to do the races and whatnot. You know, I'll show off me buying all the outfits and power crystals and stuff like that. Oh, this is a diorama, one of the weirdest things they added into the series, in which I think there's like 34 of them, like 34 ways that Crash can just be essentially mauled and mutilated and killed in the series for you to just watch to your heart's content. If you get all 34 of them though, you get like an extra outfit. It's probably arguably the worst outfit in the entire game. It's just Baby Crash for some reason. It's literally just Crash in a diaper, and it's not even like a, you know, a cute you know, childlike version of him. It's just this model right here, but instead of, you know, jeans, it's just a diaper for some reason. I don't know. This game has a very strange sense of humor. They have one for sale. Press the Y button to talk to them. I also gotta say I like the voice acting talent in this game. You may have recognized Coco as you know, the voice of Jimmy Neutron. So I mean, I think she has a very entertaining voice and stuff like that. Alright, so pretty much, believe it or not, we've almost explored the entirety of the island already. I like the themes to all these amusement parks, but you know, I'll probably give my critiques on the tracks as I play them, but I don't know, I think usually you'll notice like there's one really cool track that stands out in each of the Grand Prix, we'll call them, of the 3, because there's 3 tracks in every island. There's 5 islands, so there's 15 tracks in all. But yeah, there's usually only one track that usually stands out, and it's pretty cool. And this one is obviously no exception here. But before we start, we also want to get the track secrets. And in each of the levels, you can interact with something in a, you know, off the map a little bit. And as you can see, now we found the track secret shortcut. Pretty much almost every track has like a shortcut you can go through. You have to unlock these ones though, because then if you go through them after unlocking them, you can get like power crystals. If you don't like access it on the map though, it's something in which you have to, you know, you just can't go through it. But it's always a nice way to get extra power crystals. Like I said, you know, I'm no bum. We're going to do it on the hardest difficulty. We're going to get a lot of money from doing it. You don't really need a lot of money in this game, but I think like the most expensive thing is like 8,000, and that sounds like a lot of coins until you see how much you actually start to make. Because I think in like the final level, you know, winning a race on the highest difficulty, you get like over 1,000 coins. So combine that with all the freaking missions you get money for and stuff like that, and just grabbing coins around the map, you know, it's not a lot. But that's probably why I like this game a lot. Jeez Louise, alright, enough with tutorials here. But that's kind of why I like this game. It's a pretty simple, easy to play game, and it's just a lot of fun, mindless entertainment kind of thing. But like I said, I would kind of talk a little bit more about my takes on the Crash Bandicoot series as a whole. So the End Scene trilogy, I thought that was a very great remake, because it's kind of like Super Mario 64, where like games like the Crash, the original on the PS1, and Crash or Super Mario 64 and all this other stuff, like they're a little too rough to control for me to enjoy properly, you know. So I mean, it's really great that they got a remake for that. I definitely enjoyed the first one. It took me a long time to get to where I was and stuff like that, and I haven't officially beaten them yet, because, you know, I'm a bit of a chump when it comes to the Crash game platforming, but it's definitely a fun time. I'm not gonna lie there. But some of those levels, brutal. Another one that I liked was Crash Bash, and that is, jeez Louise, that is a hard game. That's kind of what the Crash series I feel like is known for. Is just it's difficulty, in my opinion. But a lot of people hated that game. Once again, there's another black sheep in the franchise that a lot of people, they don't really like the main fan base. And for Crash Bash, I can understand why people don't like, because obviously you see videos and they explain why they don't like, the games and stuff like that. That's fine, but I mean, Crash Bash is probably the one that I see and is like the most understandable, because there's a lot that I don't like about that game that, I think they could have improved on. Like, I think it would have been a lot better if they had a much bigger variety of games. I don't know, it's tough because I like how they do have the variations and stuff like that of the same game. But some of them, it's like, all right, come on, we already played this, and they don't really change it enough. Like, I think the 4-square pinball, jeez, I can't even remember what's called, but like the 4-square crash ball game, that stuff is fantastic. Pretty much every variation I like a lot. But as far as some of the other boards, I mean, they can't. There's only so much you can do to change it,
Power crystals are hidden
and
around the world,
it just doesn't really work out in the same way.
Needed to access important.
Like the freaking tank ones, I don't
Excuse
think.
me, dear fellow. I seem to have found this rather sinister evil crash outfit. I would never use it, as it's not part of my character. Besides, it doesn't fit in the derriere. Pity. I do think it would work wonders on you, dear boy. For mere tuppence, you may purchase it to commit evil deeds. Cheers! Now that's what I call a fine deal. This will look smashing on you, dear boy. Now, don't have too much fun with it. Cheerio!
But yeah, like the Desert Fox level, it's very fun, but like the things that they add.
Oh, it's you, Crash. Look, there's something fishy going on here, and I don't mean the salmon churros. I need to do a little sneaking around, but I can't because my head's too big. I mean, look at me. I stick out like a chocolate bar in a swimming pool. If I'm going to get to the bottom of this, I need you to get me something black and slimming to wear. I don't want my butt to look so big.
But as I was saying, sorry, I don't want to interrupt the cutscene. The Desert Fox one's like, it's good, but like, as more of them come out, it's kind of like, alright, I only want to play the latest one, the newest one, because that's the most fun with the most challenge. But like with the original, like the pinball one or whatever, it's not even really pinball, but it's the only thing I can think of, because I can't think of the actual title, what you would call it. It's like each version of that one is just a very great variation of the game that you can keep playing and stuff like that. And, find fun in each variation of the rule set. But they also didn't have that many games either. Man, it is a very, very tough game. I think some people have said it's the toughest Crash Bandicoot game in the whole series, which is pretty crazy to say. I never played the original Crash Team Racing.
Hey man, you're trying to sneak around in forbidden areas, but can't because of your huge head and bright yellow skin? Or is someone you know trying to? Well then do I have a treat for you. Park Technologies is selling the latest in urban spyware, the Ninja-Matic 3000. Right, you can buy it for barely 2 pence, whatever those are. Hey, good stuff, lad. With this, your yellow-skinned friend will be sneaking around to his little heart's content. Perhaps he'll even reward you for your troubles. But probably not.
But I loved, like I said, the Crash Tag Team, or Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, and I loved how they paid homage to this game a little bit too. Not too much, because, like I said, this is a very unpopular game, but, they brought back Von Clutch and Pasadena, Possum. They pretty much had, like, every single Crash character possible in that game.
Hey, you!
Crash Bandicoot! Hey, listen, I got a deal for you. Yesterday, some adventurer schmuck thought he could race the tracks and find the missing power gems. Oh! Well, there ain't much left of him except these slightly used adventurer duds. I'd give them to you, but I got little gas masks to feed. Oh! And the suit won't cost you a treasure. Get it? Hey there, look at what we got here now. This is what I call a fair price, get it? I gotta hand it to you, kid. You're gonna look pretty sharp. I just hope you do a little better than that suit's last occupant. Don't ask me what happened.
This is by far one of my favorite outfits in the game. I don't know why it's called Classic Crash, but it's definitely just a very simple look that I love. Fits the character very well. And I'm not going to go around collecting the dioramas or anything like that because I just think they're kind of weird. Wow, I shouldn't have been able to do that. But next we're going to go and we're going to play the mini game of this level. Going to do a little bit of that skeet shooting. But yeah, Crash Team Racing, nitro fueled. I already kind of shared my thoughts on that. Wrath of Cortex I did try, and jeez Louise, man. that is just a game I can't get through. Not even like just because of the difficulty, but it's just man. It is just not I couldn't find any enjoyment out of it. So I mean, you're more than likely never gonna see me play that on the channel. Starts off pretty alright, but yeah, It's a rough experience in my opinion. Then I have not played any of the newer Mind Over Mutants or Crash of the Titans. I say newer because it was new during my childhood, but that was a long time ago. We had that look where you had like the tribal tattoos or whatever. But let me think. Oh, and the Twin Sanity. I definitely want to try that again on the channel. Because I got the original way I even got this game was Walmart used to do like old PS2 packs in which they would sell like 3 games in a series. So that's how it's not how I got them all, but eventually I bought like the GTA trilogy, 3 Vice City, San Andreas all in one pack. I think it was only like $20. That was fantastic. There was the Mortal Kombat 3D era. They had the Shaolin Monks, Deception, and Armageddon. That's a fantastic pack back in the day. That was such a great value. And they had the Crash 3-pack. So they had this game, Crash Nitro Kart, and then they had Twin Sanity. And Twin Sanity was just too hard for me when I was a kid to try. So a lot of people say it's a great game, so I'm definitely going to give it a try. I think it's cool they had that acapella track thing, which I don't know, they might have it in this game going on a little bit too in certain areas. It seems like that when you really listen to the music, but I don't know. I don't really have that ear for music, so I couldn't really tell you exactly if that's the case or not. And yeah, I already know I got the goal, but we're just going to keep going until I run out of shots just to see what my high score could be. But yeah, that's kind of my experience with the Crash series. Obviously, I have not played that newest one. It was like some big party game. A lot of people were hoping they would remake Crash Bash, I think, and make it, because they did such a good job with the other remakes, that they would make it a lot more playable and give us new stuff and make Crash Bash a household name or something like that. But I think we all know that wasn't going to happen. Oh, and I have not played Crash for It's About Time or whatever. And that's just because I don't know. I never finished the Insane trilogy, so it didn't feel right. But it's pretty cool that Crash was coming out with new stuff. But now you have to wonder, is Crash gonna have any new games and stuff like that? Because Spyro didn't really end up having any after his remakes, and it's kind of like in the gaming landscape now. If you have one unsuccessful game, it's not likely you're going to be able to have more in the series, which I hope isn't the case, because Crash, I think it's definitely a franchise that deserves to keep going, but I think it's definitely, since the fourth one has lost a lot of its momentum, unfortunately. At least that's just the outside looking in. But I hope not. I mean, Crash, it's a lot of people say, I love the eras of games in which, people say it's like the worst and stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. It's not, I don't like mediocrity, I guess. Or I don't have like a taste for pain or something like that. I guess I just like mediocrity or something like that. I don't know. I'm in the minority when it comes to that stuff. I mean, like I mentioned Tekken 4. I'm actually playing that on the channel on Friday nights. Well, Friday mornings. If you're interested, check those out. I'm going through arcade mode and story mode and stuff like that. I'm even doing a little bit of that Tekken Force as well. But, just a shameless plug there. Remember Friday nights, Fighting Friday. I don't know why I keep saying nights. But Tekken 4, I love. A lot of people hate in the franchise. Another one is Resident Evil, as far as that goes. I love Resident Evil 3 Remake, and this might make a lot of people mad. I actually like it a lot better than the original third one. And like with the second game, it's tough for me to say which one I like better because there's different experiences and stuff like that of like the original Resident Evil 2 or the remake of Resident Evil 2. But I mean, my goodness, I just think that the remake, it is a terrible remake. There's no doubt about it. But as far as the game, I still like it more than the third one. I don't know. I just didn't really like the third Resident Evil for whatever reason, the original one. But I loved the remake. But yeah, they definitely did have a lot of cut content for no reason. It was once again, fantastic game. But as far as a remake goes, yeah, it was half-assed. Speaking of Resident Evil, another game, probably one of my favorites, definitely top 5 as well. Resident Evil 6. I love that game. I like that game so much. I probably platinum maybe 4 or 5 games in my lifetime. And Resident Evil 6 on PS4, that is one of them. I maxed out all the skills. I played through it, like probably 20 to 30 times. I mostly like the Leon campaign with the zombies. But man, oh man, that is, I still think that's a fantastic game. The Chris storyline I loved a lot as well, even though people complain and said it was like Gears of War. Never played Gears of War, so I don't know, maybe that's why I've been partial to it or something like that, or partial to it. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. But I understand I'm in the minority there. But I don't know, that's just kind of, the Mortal Kombat PS2 games, like I mentioned earlier. I love those games. I mean, everybody loves Shaolin Monks, but like Armageddon, Deception, Deadly Alliance, they definitely have their audience and a lot of fans. And Mortal Kombat's a big series, so there's a lot of people in that fan base. But, obviously, the majority of people like the modern stuff or the original arcade era and stuff like that. So once again, I just like the things that I guess most people don't like. Which, whatever, that's fine with me. And everybody can like what they like, and it's no big deal. I'm a big boy. I can take being the unpopular kid. Man, 32 KOs. Beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of just me, I guess, things that, just some of the games that I love that other people, like to criticize and stuff like that. But there's, once again, like I said, oh gosh, dang it. Like I said, there's with almost any game and stuff like that, I can see it, and if you don't like it, jeez, I'm freaking getting my butt whooped here. I can pretty much almost any of the criticisms people say about the games and stuff like that. I mean, I understand perfectly, and You know, I think a lot of people nowadays, they take things like, oh, what, you don't like my video game that I like? You know, they take it personally, and I definitely did as a kid. But not everybody's going to like what you like, you know, that's just life.
Hey, buddy, you looking for a good power crystal? I found this the other day. Oh, if you get what I mean.
Huh? Yeah.
I found it. It's mine now. It wasn't before. Look at me. I'm winking.
Woohoo!
Bring me a mess of coins and it's yours. And if you see that cheapskate Von Clutch, tell him he should pay his workers better. 10 years of graduate school to have to dress this bad at work. Hey, now we're talking. Finally, I can afford some real clothes. I don't have to stand around here looking like a chud.
I love these guys so much. They're real awesome punching bags. They're just they're the kind of things where, like, I feel like as like a kid, like, I never understood like their whole deal, or you know, their disgruntledness or anything like that. I mean, granted, I was a moron, just undisputed moron. I never paid attention. I didn't know anything about anything. You know, I just thought, you know, somebody said something in a funny voice, and that's kind of how I am still to a degree, but I never actually paid attention to what was said, which is actually, in a weird way, I think makes a lot of old things I rewatch, I think it makes it better to watch, just because it's like you're rewatching it for the first time again. You know, people always talk about, you know, when they were kids, you know, rewatching stuff and finding new things that they didn't understand, stuff like that. That's like me all the time with shows that I rewatched from when I was a kid. But I mean, the Von Clutch workers and all the disgruntled park guests, I mean, that's, I find that stuff all hilarious. Sometimes I like to just talk to people in the midway just to hear what they have to say. But most of it, it's weird. It's like all like the same lines, but just different variations depending on like the character, and I always found that weird. But I don't know. I think the voice acting in this game is an underrated aspect. But then again, like I said, I like just funny, goofy voices. Man, Cortex can't drive for nothing in this game, apparently, dude. He hasn't even... We've been stuck in the same spot for the same, you know, the last 5 minutes. But battle mode is another mode that I freaking love in this game. It's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite mode, honestly. But that said, I still love it. It's a lot of fun playing with friends. The cool thing about this game that really irritated me in the PS2 version is you can have up to 4 people playing in multiplayer in the GameCube version, which is definitely superior. But even with a multi-tap, you couldn't do it in the PS2 version. It just never made any sense to me. Not that I ever had anybody that, people that liked it, you know, like me and my friends, we actually tried this game recently. Multiplayer, just, you know, have a whole bunch of multiplayer games. Whenever we hang out, we try new things or something like that, or Mario Party or whatever. But man, not even halfway through the first race, so like, yeah, this game is terrible, turn it off, oh my goodness. So, like I said, I'm in the minority as liking this game. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, I think that they should have allowed you to have the multi-tab. I think you could play online in this game, but I don't really know of anybody who actually did play online much in the PS2 era. Because I think it was like the 2004 and 5 is when they were really trying to start making a lot of games on PS2 online and stuff like that. But that stuff didn't really take off until the 360 era, but, you know, most people know that. But it would have been interesting to see, you know, play just to see what it was like, you know, like a SmackDown vs. Raw game online, or, you know, Crash game online, Resident Evil Outbreak online. That would have been awesome. But I wish they had more battle arenas in this game. Same with the stunt arenas, which we'll see more on later on. But we got to give Cortex his outfit.
Oh, now this is nice! I can go anywhere in this little number. Whoever is behind all this won't know what hit them. Oh, and take this power crystal. I found it in a dumpster covered in that disgusting Wumpa Whip, so I don't want to keep it.
That's another thing I love in this game, the outfits. most of them don't make any sort of sense in this game for most characters, but still, I mean, they have some funny outfits. They have outfits that there's a lot of outfits I don't like, but I just love the sheer variety of it in this game and how everybody gets an outfit that's vastly different from the original.
Crash, you want buy crystal? Good and cheap, like new, but not. Use very little. You give me coins, I give to you. Oh, big spender with lots of money wants to buy beautiful crystal, no? Is good. Now, I retire to Fabulous Island and never return to this trash heap country. Whether to put your granny in soap bubbles, you call that space program? I laugh.
But nowadays, if you want that kind of stuff, like outfits for characters, they'll make a whole plethora of them, but you just gotta pay for each individual one, and it'll be like $2 to $3 for each one in games. And people buy them, and that's why they exist. Cosmetic skins and stuff like that. So I mean, I think it's one of those things, hate the player, not the game. But I don't know. It's the PS2 era was rich in content with this stuff, and you got it all just packed into the game. Gotta take out this guys. But I don't know. I mean, I think when it comes to DLC, I only usually ever buy DLC if it's like the full pack, it's a good price, and like very few games I've bought in the DLC for, like Resident Evil 2 Remake. I played that game I played that game to death, and I was looked at it like, all right, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy this, get the extra outfits, but more importantly, I wanted all the extra guns and just all the stuff that the DLC came with. And I think it was only like $12 or something like that. I don't think it was on sale or anything like that. But it added quite a few extra playthroughs to the game for me. With the Claire's army outfit was pretty cool. I didn't really care much for the Elsa Walker one. Like, if they were gonna do that, I think it would have been better if they just had like the blonde hair and it was like Elsa Walker or whatever. The noir thing, it was kind of cool, black and white and stuff, but I kind of got sick of it pretty quickly. But it's just cool minor things that upgraded the game, but the things I liked the most were those the special weapons, man. Taking out those zombies with the Gatling guns was fantastic. But back at this time, I loved it, the production arts. I think I've, talked about my Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks playthrough, the production art, which this game doesn't have. I loved the variety of different ways these games always offered play. Like this one, there's like 5 different things you can do in each track, which I'm probably just going to stick with the races for now. I'm probably going to do a compilation of, like the Run and Gun and the Rolling Thunder and Fast Lap and Crashinator, like as separate videos after the main playthrough. But we'll see. I mean, I might end up having to, play those a few times just to get like enough crystals to keep progressing in the game. Whoa, that wasn't normal. Loading the map. But this is like the one I'm talking about. Like, this is the clear track in the game that I think stands out compared to like the other 2 tracks. The second one, I mean, I guess it's cool. It seems like you're kind of on a pirate ship and you're like driving over the bridges, but I mean, this one's way better, driving underneath the, underwater and like the little tube and stuff like that, and the colors and stuff like that. Like, they clearly, it's usually like the 3rd track in which they tried to differentiate it from the first 2 tracks, and usually does the best job. Like, look at this one compared to the other 2, and it's nice. This one is vastly different looking and aesthetic wise, and you got a lot of cool visuals and the weird fish and the Neptune with his pitchfork or whatever blowing up through the map back up to the surface. I mean, there's a lot of cool. This is a really awesome map, one of my favorites in the whole game. It's the ones that stand out for me. Although I do wish in this game that other characters got more opportunities for outfits. Just because, I mean, Crash has like 9 or 10 just by himself. There's even like a Japanese skin you can get from like a cheat code. I don't think ever saves though, but that, I don't know, like everybody else only has 1 extra outfit. And it's kind of weird, like there's a mummy themed, like Egypt themed set of tracks in this game, and nobody has like an Egypt themed kind of outfit. And I always wondered why that was the case. Like, was it one of the last ones they added? Like, you'd think like Cortex would have been a perfect fit for that, but they gave him the ninja outfit instead. But speaking of ninjas, the penguins in this game are like so weird. Like, I wonder why they put them in there. Such a strange concept for enemies, especially when they didn't even really need enemies in this game. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of inconsequential. But that's kind of one of the things people complain about in this game, I guess. Is that they're kind of just throwing in there and not needed. And they kind of spam you with them by, you know, Toontown and Astroland. And they're not, like, difficult to deal with. It's just kind of like they clutter the screen at times. But there we go. We got 3 because we hit the shortcut. So I think it's about time. We head up and end this level once and for all. I think we have more than enough of these power crystals to progress to the next level. I'll probably talk more about the things that I personally didn't like in this game. You know, some I agree with people with, and things that, you know, my own takes on it. Maybe next video. I love the little reference to Indiana Jones there. That's definitely one of the most famous scenes. That was a pretty good movie. I actually watched it for the first time probably only a month or 2 ago. Maybe 3 months. I can't keep track of time. I'm terrible with that. Half the time, if I didn't have my like upload schedule, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what day of the week it was. So YouTube's actually keeping me on my toes, being alert and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably tell all you guys next video about my criticisms of the game. And, you know, because of course, you know, I got to get my almighty opinion out there. That's why you clicked on the video, you know, things that I like to complain about and stuff like that. But I don't know, I just don't think I have the time for this video. But it's probably going to be a lot of things that people agree with and other things that, you know, people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Those are the actual good features of the game. So make sure to check out next week's episode on the Happily Ever Faster for that. But just going to explore here a little bit. I'm probably just going to showcase all, you know, the car and lock cutscenes and showcase, you know, or tell what I think of all the freaking cars and stuff like that. So here we are. We got, I can't remember what she needed, the transistor or whatever. Gonna see Coco's car.
Woohoo! Once I plug this unit in, this car is ready to rock. Good job, big brother. Start up a race so we can go kick some tailless butt.
Yeah, pretty basic car, but I mean, I think it definitely fits Coco's character. Nice aesthetic.
Oh, it's so beautiful! It is the stuff dreams are made of if you dream about plutonium all the time. I certainly do. Oh, thank you, Mr. Crash. Thank you. Here are your glorious coins.
Can't get enough of Engine. Once again, I think the first set of cars are probably some of the best just because they do, in my opinion, they fit the characters so well. You know, like this little tank thing, I think that's vintage Engine right there.
Woohoo! Now then there's the prettiest little fuzzy drawers. This thing is gonna be the fastest piece of Texas you ever seen.
Alright, let's see it. Yeah, see, once again, fits perfectly with the character. I thought this was her second car, not her first. But, you know, country girl, what's better than a little pickup truck?
Gotta respect you, Crash. Your big brother needs help, you give it. You a tight dude. Let's roll to win. Use a washcloth.
Yeah, Crush he's pretty much just asked you for money the entire game. Once again, I mean, he's kind of like Mr. T in this game for whatever reason, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to keep repeating myself here. Just the first cars aren't the most exciting, but they speak to the characters so well.
Ooh, now that is more like it. It doesn't take much to get you to do what I want now, does it? Here's your crystal, and I'll see you on the racetrack.
This is one of my favorite car designs in the whole game. I think it's so awesome. And you know, like I said, I mean, maybe, I don't know, I haven't played too much of the Crash series, so I mean, maybe if you play Twinsanity, you look at this car and you think, yeah, that doesn't fit her at all. So I think they fit the characters of their game, in this game in particular.
Alive! Alive! Joy! My car's alive! Come, Crash, to the races, and I will show you real driving. Prepare to be slaughtered!
This one I'm a bit iffy on. I like it, but I don't know if it says speaks to Von Clutch for me, but I don't know. It always reminds me of those old Hess cars from back in the day, you know, the gas stations. But that is going to do it for this week's episode, folks. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Check out next week's episode next Monday on Miscellaneous Monday, in which we're going to explore Happily Ever Faster. Of course, we have new tracks to explore, more secrets to be found, new cars that are going to be unlocked, and of course, you're going to hear me ramble on about more nonsensical topics. But always remember, above all else, please remember to have a nice day.